YouTubes, how's it going? Here we are back in part 3 of this Pokemon Silver walkthrough, and this time around I'm just going to be trying to capture all the Pokemon that I do believe that I can capture from here. No, this is Route 29, some on Route 46 before I get to Cherrygrove City. Unfortunately, I won't have access to a couple of the Pokemon just because of the appearances of certain Pokemon during certain times of the day. So we'll just get going, and I'll talk more about that stuff as we go. So here I'm just gonna run into this guy. He's gonna be all excited, gung-ho about telling me how to capture Pokemon. I've seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch Pokemon? Sure. We'll just be a nice guy. Seems interested, so I'll say yes. So this guy's kind of the second generation's version of the old man from the first generation that shows you how to catch a Weedle in Viridian City, which I don't really get because there shouldn't be Weedles in the middle of the road in Viridian City. But this guy's got a quaint name, Dude. Dude and Old Man. I didn't get too creative with these two guys. I think they did that with a purpose, though. So, like the colors of the Pokemon, the Pokeball or whatever ball you use will change color to the color of the Pokemon you caught, which I think is cool. I love that effect, and I will be commenting about that. That's how you do it. If you weaken them first, Pokemon are easier to catch. So that's good advice. In my pack, I have 5 Pokeballs. I'd like to have more, and I'm probably going to get more as we go along. So I'm going to make my way west slowly but surely, run into the Pokemon that I can catch and can run into as I get closer to Cherrygrove City. So probably going to run into a Pidgey, as you would expect. Pidgeys during the daytime and the morning occur here on Route 29 from levels 2 to 4, and they have a 55% occurrence rate both in the morning and the day. So we're gonna get it at a level 2 and perfect. That should be plenty. I really can't do anything else, and not gonna be using your built Rage. It's not good. You don't want to store up Rage or Gatorade. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. And if I don't capture this, I won't be storing my Rage. I'll be letting it go. Beautiful. So, for first Pokemon, I guess that would be our first Pokemon that we ever caught besides receiving a gift Pokemon from Professor Elm, kindly enough. So it's a measly 4 pounds, common in grassy areas and forests. It's very docile and will chase enemies off by flapping up sand. So pretty feeble there. And even though I caught this Pidgey, I will not be using it because, as I covered before, I'll be catching every single Pokemon that you can catch. And I'll be catching each of those Pokemon that you can catch in Pokemon Silver and training up those Pokemon to its evolutions along the way. So we took care of the Pidgey here on Route 29. Now I'm going to try to find that Sentret. So I'm just going to keep heading west. But before I do that, actually no, I'm going to head that to cover that in one entity. We'll go up to Route 46 in a little bit. I'm just going to keep heading over here. And because it's a new day, I can get a berry. So this is the cool thing about the second generation, the berries and all. I like its containedness. You can understand what each berry means because you don't have to interpret their meaning like you have to do in further generations. Interpret their purpose. I like how it says it plain there for you. So beautiful. What I needed was a Sentret. Ran into the Sentret. And the nice thing about Rage, even though I'm a pretty high level Gatorade at this point total now, Rage has a pretty low attack for its first go around. So we should, okay. No big deal. Sentrets are levels 2 to 3 here on Route 29, so we hopefully will run into a level C3 Sentret, possibly with a little bit higher defense. Stupid Pidgey. And Sentrets, by the way, are very common on Route 29 as well. As weird as it sounds, I actually love to see the sight of a Sentret as opposed to the Pidgey as we go along here on Route 29, just because it's a change of pace and it's obviously a new Pokemon. It's a second generation Pokemon, so I'm gonna be hoping I find one here. All right, come on, Sentret. Nope. And these guys have 40% occurrence rate in the morning and the daytime. You can also get Rattatas, and I don't know why they did this exactly. I think they wanted to make it a little bit more flavorful from the first generation. I know they probably get a lot of complaints for the density of the population density of the Rattatas was very high, as you probably noticed from the first generation on the early routes. So they probably wanted to lessen that. With that being said, and hopefully this does not knock out the Sentret. It should have a higher defense than a Pidgey, anyways. And oh, of course, the critical hit does me. Are you kidding me? And I'm not going to be editing this out too much because this is kind of a middle capture. So, all right, so beautiful. Please be a level. Okay, nice. I never thought I would be, you know, just beseeching the game to give me a level 3 Sentret like I am right now. But that's the thing. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting and not a lot of walkthroughs. There we go. Cover catching each Pokemon. They'll cover obviously catching the Pokemon they're going to be using for their team and legendaries, but they don't go through ins and outs of it. And I want to do that with you guys. Spend a little bit more time with you. Hopefully this is not too laborious. So let's. And oh my god! I was just as I got a critical hit with the Rage. All things are going against me right now. And this Sentret has to be mine now. I'm not pulling out a Pidgey. I'm not pulling out a potion on my Pidgey and then using Tackle against the Sentret. Alright, so there we go. It turns to a nice chocolatey brown color. And this is the second Pokemon we have captured here in this walkthrough so far. So it's a little bit bigger. It stands on its tail so it can see a long way. If it spots an enemy, it cries loudly to warn its kind. So it must be really short if it doesn't include its tail. I'm assuming it is taking account its tail there, staying on its tail for its height. And no, I don't want to name it. Did not mean to do that. And Sentret has a nice evolution for it's not that bad of a Pokemon. So those are the first two Pokemon that you can capture here on the Route 29. You can also run to Rattata's level 4, 5% occurrence rate in the morning, 5% occurrence rate in the daytime, and levels 2 to 4, 15% occurrence rate at the night. And also Hoot Hoots levels 2 to 3, 85% occurrence rate at nighttime. So once I start recording sometime in the nighttime, I will be obviously catching those Hoot Hoots. And then there are, you can get Spearows, Heracrosses, and Apums all at level 10 in the trees at different occurrence rates. So I'm not going to cover those occurrence rates right now, though. Okay, so I'm just going to keep heading west now into Cherrygrove, buy myself some Pokeballs. Then I'm going to head back to Route 46 into that little confined area, and then we're going to catch a plethora of Pokemons. Yes, I used the plethora of Pokemon over there, so that'll be nice. And once again, not going to be using any of these on my team. I just am doing this for walkthrough sake, and not a lot of walkthroughs cover this. I know there are a couple second generation walkthroughs out there, but there are not that many Pokemon Silver walkthroughs, so I wanted to kind of do the black sheep of the second generation. I just adore the second generation. It's easily my favorite generation. So I'm going to get 10 Pokeballs. That'll be fine until I get to Violet City. Then I'm going to get one potion. I'm going to get one of each of these guys. This is what I tend to do from mart to mart. It allows you to ration off your money a little bit if you just get a base number of items for every city. Obviously, if you have a surplus of one item, you don't need to continue buying them. But that allows you to economize a little bit. So, and I guess I could heal my secondary Pokemon up a little bit in case I need to. No, Rage should do the trick because I'm going to be facing some more bulky Pokemon, some more fortified, I don't know, strong defense-oriented Pokemon here on Route 46, as obviously it is on the outskirts of Blackstone City. You think there would be some lower offspring of some Growlers and whatnot. So here's Route 46. I think we went up here before already. And you can get surprisingly some interesting Pokemon here. There's this Rattata that I was looking for, good old purple Pokemon here. Here on Route 46, not including the Rattatas that be. You're just going to have to bear with me as I catch this first boring one. I guarantee you'll be seeing some more interesting Pokemon other than Rattatas. And this should set up this this capture very easily. Got 12 opportunities here to capture a lowly level 2 Rattata. I don't know the answer for not including level 1 Pokemon in the game, and I love that lavender color right there, Purple Mountain Majesty right there in the game. But Rattata loses all of its flavor in terms of color as it goes to Eradicate. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so living wherever there is food available, it ceaselessly scavenges for edibles the entire day. So it's just a hungry guy. You gotta use those chompers, and I keep screwing up there, so I'm not naming you. I'm not creative. Alright, so we have a couple more Pokemon that we're going to be able to capture here on Route 46. Alright, took care of the Rattata, and then all the other Pokemon are catchable or accessible in the daytime. The Rattatas here are 20% occurrence rate, in the morning and the day on levels 2, and then a 50% occurrence rate levels 2 to 3 at night. And here's this Geodude. And I'm probably going to use Scratch because that should not take out this Geodude. And that sprite looks like it's like painted on to the screen, to the white behind it. It's a very strange appearance. But I do like the action shot. I do enjoy the action shot there. So Geodudes are very common here on Route 46, so one of the mainstays here on Route 46. And if you want a solid rock ground Pokemon right away, this is your guy. Geodude's great. If you're playing this on your Game Boy Color, you can trade it with somebody else. Once you get up to the Graveler, get yourself a nice Golem. And Golems are just, I would say, one of the most underrated and yet powerful rock ground Pokemon out there. So this is our 4th captured Pokemon, 74 on the list, and it's a little bit more bulky. It uses its arms to steadily climb steep mountain paths. It swings its fists around if angered. And if I were a Geodude, I would be more than antsy to get to the upper generations, more so than a lot of the other Pokemon. I want my legs. So I'm not going to be using Geodude. And speaking of solid rock ground type Pokemon, this base is on ground type. You can get Fanfees here in the Crystal version. That is just a phenomenal option. If you want to spice things up with your team life there, your Pokemon team life, you can go into Route 46 right away. Get yourself and hopefully this doesn't knock out a feeble Spearow here. You can get yourself a awesome ground type Pokemon in Fanfee, who its evolution form Donphan is a great ground type tank. And you can get them early on, and it's phenomenal. I never realized it until I discovered Bulbapedia, that is, which is pathetic on my part with the amount of hours that I played Crystal. I guess I just never perused around Route 46 enough. So there is our Spearow, our 2nd bird type Pokemon that we've captured so far. Pretty basic, but these guys aren't quite as common, relatively speaking, compared to some of the Rattatas and the Geodudes here on Route 46. So it's very protective of its territory. It flaps its short wings busily to dart around at high speed. And the Spearows have a level 35% occurrence rate in the morning and the daytime here on Route 46. Levels 2 to 3. And then go back to the Geodudes. Geodudes have a level 2 to 3, 40% occurrence rate in the morning and the daytime, and then levels 2 to 3, 45% occurrence rate at nighttime. So the one guy that is holding out for me right now, that I'm desperately wishing to see, to capture, and I'm not going to be able, I cannot waste my chance when I do run into this guy, is the one that we all came to hate in the in the anime, even in the first generation, which was Big Puffball, Elton John, Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff, as we all know, loves to get out there with the microphone, get on stage, and start singing. And that's who we're hoping to run into right now. Jigglypuff is a very rare Pokemon here on Route 46. Not as rare, so I believe, as Fanfees and Crystal version. But the Jigglypuffs occur at a semi-high level for this early on in the game. Levels 3 to 5 during the morning and the daytime at a 5% occurrence rate. And then levels 3 to 4 with a 5% occurrence rate at nighttime. So hoping we run into one. I'm gonna run 3 more wild encounters, and then I'm gonna call it a day here on Route 46, and then just capture it or run into it sometime off screen, and then capture it on screen. The little clip at the end of this part. But otherwise, if I don't run into it here in 2 more occurrences, 2 more run-ins with the Pokemon, I'm just gonna head on to Route 30. And catch that one of the Pokemon that I can catch currently, which is a very common Pokemon on Route 30, which is Weedle. But I cannot get Ladybuzz quite yet because it's morning. It's not morning. Ladybuzz only occur on Route 30 in the morning at a 30% occurrence rate, which is pretty high. So whenever I find a chance for myself to record during the morning, I will jump into it. I'll probably do that in a couple days from now. And I'm probably going to be getting the pink bow from Tuscany. Dang it. So I'm feeling one more. I'm going to try one more. Probably get the pink bow from Tuscany. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so I'll probably try to take care of that tomorrow. So while I'm here, I'm just going to use this water gun and make Geodude a little bit uncomfortable in the powerful, forceful water gun from Gatorade. So once we get past Route 30, it gets a little bit more exciting. We obviously get closer to Violet City, and then we run into our first major landmark in the game. And so here's another Spearow. Didn't luck out like I thought we would. So I'm just going to have to wait for a rainy day, get my Jigglypuff at the end of this part, and we're going to head on to Route 30 to continue our Pokemon catching day here. In part 3, I'm going to catch my Weedle, who I can train up to a Kakuna. You can catch Kakunas on Route 30. Once again, a semi-high level, levels 4 and levels 4 to 5, 10% occurrence rate, 15% occurrence rate, levels 4 to 5. But obviously, I'm not in the morning, so I'm not going to be catching Kakuna. I'll just raise up my Weedle in those circumstances. I will raise up lower evolutions to higher ones. So walk around in here for a while, and I will run into Weedle anytime now. We got a couple minutes left, so Pidgey, why are you jumping in here? You're only a 10% occurrence rate, but of course, when you walk through, you get in people's way. So Weedles, that is the highest occurrence rate of any Pokemon that you will run into that we haven't run into so far. Oh, so I was mistaken. Kakunas are accessible, catchable in the daytime. So I miscalculated that. I'm just going to get rid of this Kakuna. I'm not going to be catching it just for the sheer fact that I'm going to catch a Weedle, and there's no point for me catching both. It's kind of redundant, and obviously, unless I were to hatch an egg from this Kakuna, that would be the only way I'd get that Weedle. So kind of pointless there. Level 14 already, so tell me that's not excessive, isn't that? Alright, so he's got the highest statistic for him is his attack. So I'm hoping there he is. Big Weedle from Super Mario 64, Tiny Huge Island, kind of looks like it. And Rage should not do the damage that I'm hoping it doesn't. Alright, good. I can handle that. Obviously won't be going back to the Rage. And did not poison me, so good things there. And I'm going to use another of my Pokeballs. And hopefully I'll corral my first bug Pokemon. So come on. Nice. So Weedle is ours. Our first bug Pokemon, and I don't know, number 6 or 7 somewhere on the list, and it's a hairy bug. So unless Survivor remembered here, no one's going to be eating it. It attacks using a 2-inch poison barb on its head. It can usually be found under the leaves it eats. So I'm not going to name it. And sent to Bill's PC. And we've not even run into Bill. Who's Bill? I'm confused here. Shouldn't it be someone's? Alright, whatever. So, with me not catching Jigglypuff earlier, I'm just going to cut it right here. And then I'll see you guys whenever I cut. Edit it together like that. With Jigglypuff on hand, ready to catch Jigglypuff. And once I do catch Jigglypuff, I'll just come back here to begin part 4. So thanks for watching the first 95% of part 3. Alright, so here we are. Good thing I didn't stay with you because I actually had enough time to raise my Gatorade up to a level 15 by the time I was able to run into one Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff has relatively high defense, and hopefully, good thing I didn't run into a critical hit. I'm going to put my Gatorade to sleep, but that's not a big problem. And this is the lowest level that you can run into a Jigglypuff here on Route 46. So I came back to Route 46, that is. And I'm going to use my Pokeball now. So the nice thing about getting this Jigglypuff early on, and besides getting to see the aesthetically pleasing Pokeball that shows up when you do capture the Jigglypuff, which you can't see because I'm so close, is you can use its Sing capability to put to sleep some of the Pokemon that you're going to be catching in the near future, like I did with my Wigglytuff, for those of you who did watch my Pokemon Blue walkthrough. And look at that. I don't know what they're thinking with the blue, maybe because of its nice eyes it has, but I do love that color, as sissy as it sounds. Hot pink. So looking into its cute round eyes causes it to sing a relaxing melody, inducing its enemies to sleep. So I guess the enemies are looking into its eyes, but I'm not going to name it. So that's it, finally, for part 33. I will see you guys, or part 3, excuse me. I'll see you guys in part 4. I'll be moving on to Route 30, doing some more stuff on Route 30.